Okay, we will get started. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. You can come to lay on your backs right away. Just finding a comfortable position. Make any adjustments so you can really settle into your mat here. And close your eyes or just soften your gaze. And just start to find a few deep breaths in and out through your nose. And letting your belly expand on your inhales. And let your shoulders relax away from your ears on your exhales. And try to find the very top of the breath in. And the very bottom of the breath out. And just letting go of any distractions that followed you onto your mat this morning. Try to clear the mind. And just turning your focus onto how your physical body feels today, any tension, any stiffness, and try to work on softening into those spots. And take about 3 more breaths here before we start to move. And you can start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, circle the wrists and the ankles. Okay, just wake yourself up. Draw the heels together at the back of the mat. Reach the arms up overhead. Point the toes. Take a breath in, full body stretch. And breath out to soften. Okay, do one more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, step the feet onto the floor. Start to draw the knees in toward the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins and give yourself a squeeze. Okay, just gently hug the thighs in. Press down through your low back. And then just rocking yourself side to side here. Just wake up your low back. Good. Now keep the right knee in. Extend your left leg out long. Interlace your hands on top of your shin. Flex that left foot so the left leg is nice and active here. Then you can start to maybe slide the right thigh side to side. You can trace circles with your right hip. Just finding something that feels good for that right side of the body. Waking yourself up here. Take about 3 more. And at the end of the 3rd breath, you're just going to lower the right foot onto the mat and then allow your right knee to fall open into reclined tree pose. Your foot can rest anywhere along the inner leg. Arms come wherever they're comfortable. Okay, tuck the shoulders under, let your back body be heavy. And just taking some nice deep breaths, letting your right thigh soften toward the floor. Okay, just a couple more cycles here. And carefully bring the right knee back up. Pull the knee back in toward the chest. Give yourself a bit of a squeeze. And then take your left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Start to draw the right thigh across. And just to your range of motion. So if you want to stick a pillow underneath that right knee, you can go ahead and just close up that space. Shoulders are heavy. You can turn your gaze toward the right. Go ahead. And make sure you continue to breathe here. Yeah, just long inhales, filling up the lowest part of your belly. Slower exhales, just softening into the twist. Good. Come back through center. Pull the right knee in, pull the left knee in, arms around both shins. And give yourself a squeeze. Okay, this time left knee stays in. Right leg goes long, switch it up. And again, just finding any movement here that feels good. Again, circling or just bringing the thigh side to side. And try to keep the shoulders heavy. We'll be here for about 4 more. Okay, so same thing, end of the 4th, starting with the left foot down to the mat, knee falls open, back into reclined tree pose. Just make any adjustments that you need to. And try not to force that left thigh down. Just letting gravity sort of take over here. And just slow, smooth cycles of breath. Take about 3 more breaths here. And end of the 3rd breath, your left knee comes back up. Hug it back into the chest, and then setting up for the twist. Right hand to the outer thigh. Draw the leg across. We want both our shoulders to be rooted, especially that left shoulder. And then, of course, option to turn the gaze. And a long inhale, fill up the belly. Slow exhale. And take 3 more. And so end of your 3rd, and no rush here, take your time. Start to come back up. Left knee in, right knee in, arms around the shins, and squeeze. Good. So from here, start to lower both of your feet onto the mat. Extend the sole of the right foot up to the ceiling. Flex the foot and just interlace your hands on the back of the right thigh. And try to soften the shoulders. You can take a little bit of a bend in that left knee if you need to. And then just coming to the place where you feel a stretch in the back of the thigh. Good. On your inhales, you're sort of rooting down through the back of your right hip. Exhale, gently draw the thigh in. Okay, now from here, we're going to stay where we are, but you're just going to start to slide the leg about 6 inches over to the left. So you're bringing the leg on a bit of a diagonal. If you like, you can extend your left leg long, but it's not necessary. Just whatever feels the most comfortable. So you're going to feel this a little more on the outside of the right thigh, more into the IT band. And you really want to make sure that you're pushing down through the back of that right hip. And about 3 cycles of breath here. And so at the end of the third breath, start to bring the leg back through center, step the left foot onto the floor. Release your hands now, turn your toes out to the right, bend the right knee and take the ankle to the top of the left thigh. So you have your figure 4 shape for thread the needle. Now you can stay right here or lift the left foot up and then interlacing your hands on the back of the left thigh. And always option to wrap a strap around the thigh and hold on to that to add a little bit of length to your arms. And try to soften the shoulders. And rooting down through your lower back the entire time. So just notice if it starts to lift. Maybe you need to modify slightly. Okay, and we'll be here for 4 more breaths, so take your time. And so at the end of the 4th breath, you're going to step the left foot down onto the mat. Keep your right ankle where it is, and we're going to move this into a bit of a twist. So both of your legs are going to fall over to the left side. Your right foot can plant onto the floor. If it doesn't quite reach, you want to slide a pillow or a block or whatever you have handy underneath that right foot. Good, so both of your shoulders are heavy. You can tee the arms out. You can take your arms at 90 degrees. Turn the gaze. So still feeling this a bit in your right hip, maybe also up through that right side body, all the way up to the underarm. Okay, we're not here for too long, so just settle in. A couple more breaths. And then just really carefully come back through center, step both of the feet onto the mat, and give your knees a bit of a sway here, side to side. Good, and come back through center. This time your left foot's going to reach up, and then right into the opposite side of that hamstring stretch. And try to interlace with your opposite grip here. Okay, low back is rooting down into the mat. Shoulders are soft. And just sending the breath right into that left hamstring, softening away any tension. Good, and again, keeping the hands interlaced, just starting to draw the leg about 6 inches over to the right, option to extend that right leg long. And so trying to feel something on the outside of the left leg. Keep the foot flexed, so the toes curl back toward the face, the heel is pressing up. Gonna take 4 more here, maybe go a little bit deeper. At end of the 4th, come back up slowly. Right foot steps onto the mat, release the hands, turn the toes to the left. Ankle comes to the thigh, again, setting up for that hip opener, thread the needle. So whatever that looks like for you this morning, just go there slowly, take your time. And relax the shoulders. Just focusing on that opening through your left hip. And as your low back rooted, little tuck in the chins, the neck is long. You're here for 4 more. Good. So at the end of the 4th breath, same transition, the right foot comes down, left ankle stays, and then both legs fall over to the right, coming into a twist. Left foot can, excuse me, left foot can plant onto the floor or onto a prop. Get heavy through both of the shoulders. Again, especially that left shoulder, you don't want it to lift here. And just smooth out your breath. Awesome. Let's come back up through center. Carefully lower the feet, recenter your hips, and then just give your knees a sway back and forth. All right, and you're going to take your right arm overhead, roll to the right side, and then whenever you're ready, just coming onto your front into a child's pose. Hips to heels, fingers reach forward, relax the forehead down. And just taking some really deep breaths here, right into your lower back. And start to spread the fingers out wide. Press into the hands, come forward into a tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. On the breath in, belly drops down. And scooping through the low back, lift the gaze, shoulders back. And then exhale, press into the hands as you round the spine, drop the head, and press up right between your shoulder blades. Good, inhale, belly drops. Gaze lifts, shoulders back, take your time. Exhale, rounds. And go through 3 more just like that. Breathe in. And breathe out. And 2 more cycles here, your breath. Good, so come back to a neutral spine. Take a breath in, sweep your right fingers up to the ceiling, open the chest. And on the exhale, you're weaving the right arm underneath. Good, extend that left arm. So reaching the fingertips forward, gazing over to that left side. And then really start to press down through the back of the right hand. You can keep your hips stacked on top of your knees here. You can sit back onto the heels, whatever feels best. And just a few more. Good, so at the end of the last breath, come back through center. Okay, back to a tabletop and then right into the opposite side. So inhale, left fingers reach. And exhale, weave that left arm under. Good, right hand walks forward and press down through back of left hand. Just breathing into that stretch through your left shoulder. Stay with it. And now press into the right hand. Come back up, tabletop. You can give your hips a sway here, side to side. then just turn the fingers around to face your knees. Maybe tuck the toes under, press down through your hands, and just start to lean back just to the point where you find a stretch in the forearms, in the wrists. And just breathing into any tension that you're feeling. And take 3 more cycles of breath here. Good. So at the end of the third, lean forward, unwind your hands. You're going to tuck all 10 of your toes under and then sit your hips back onto your heels. You can roll out your wrists once you're there. So doing that stretch for the bottoms of our feet. And just make sure that all of your weight is onto your heels to start. Again, if it becomes too intense, you can lean forward slightly. You can place your hands down on the mat. We're not here for too long. Just about 5 cycles of breath. And just try to breathe slowly, mindfully. 3 more. So at the end of the third breath, you're just going to lean forward, plant the hands, lift the feet up. You can roll the ankles out here. Maybe really lightly tap the tops of the feet onto the mat. And then sit onto either hip. And then bring the feet out in front of you. Start to lower yourself all the way down onto your back. You can bring the soles of the feet together here and let your knees fall open into a reclined cobbler's pose. Again, arms come wherever they feel best. You can have hands onto your stomach, reaching out to the sides or up overhead. And just coming right back to that same rhythm of breath that we started with today. And letting your back body be really heavy. An option to stay like this, or you can start to extend the legs out long. Bring your arms alongside, make any final adjustments. Find a little tuck in the chin. Tuck your shoulders under, close your eyes. And if you have the time, maybe stay here for another minute or so, just letting your body be really heavy, just resting before you head out into your day. This is where I will leave you this morning. I'll be back tomorrow again at 8 a.m. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you all enjoy your day.
Thanks, Annie. Have a good day.
Thanks for coming. Bye.